Welcome to Evergreen Speedway's Home Track Heroes on CW11.
And we want to welcome you to week number 2 here at Evergreen Speedway for the 2020 season in the Home Track Heroes series. And I'm Steve Moreland along with Jeff Knight. And Jeff, obviously,
week 2, we're ready to go. Dry racetrack should
so much
get the
better
cars hooked up really well.
Weather is gorgeous, and week 2, we're ready to go. Dry racetrack should get the cars hooked up really well.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got so much to bring to you tonight. Nothing but main events with our Youth Hornets, our Monroe Grocery Outlet Superstock Figure 8s tonight, the Outlaw Figure 8s, Interstate Battery Hornets, the Mini Bump to Pass, School Bus Figure 8s, and Demo Derby. And while we're getting ready to throw it down to Kyler, he's going to talk about some stuff at the X, the world's most dangerous intersection.
Yeah, it's going to be
talk to
a fantastic
drivers,
night of racing.
So
grab something,
tonight,
hang out.
Everyone had a safe
Man,
floor.
it's going to be a great night.
It's going to be a fantastic night of racing. So grab something, hang out. Man, it's going to be a great night.
All right, let's take it down trackside to Kyler Hope with a couple of interviews.
Last week, we saw drivers tear up the 3/8 oval, but tonight, on the 4th of July, the fireworks won't be in the sky. They'll be right here at the most dangerous intersection on the planet at Evergreen Speedway's Figure 8. Here with McKenna Cox, a little bit of trouble in your heat race. Walk us through what happened.
So everything was going good, and then all of a sudden I just got turned by someone. I don't really know who, and then everyone just kind of like kept going. And I mean, it's part of racing, so I was very frustrated about it, but it happens, I guess.
So some good family friends are kind enough to lend you their car. She'll be running the Youth Hornets, but then you're going to take it over for the Hornet main event. Walk us through how that situation happened.
Well, first of all, I was going to race my brother's car, and I was going to put my seat in his car, but then I kind of felt bad about that, and he started having problems with his car, so then they're like, well, you can race Haley's car, and so just great friends.
The racing family's a tight one, as you'll see McKenna Cox changing cars to the 21 for the main event. Here we are with Haley Constance getting ready to roll out. This is one of the many cars you drive, but you're at the back of the pack for the Youth Hornets. How nervous are you? You're kind of the veteran of the field, so are you feeling pretty confident?
I'm a little nervous. This is my first time back in the Youth Hornet after coronavirus. But hopefully we just have patience and we can make our way through the field and hopefully get a first place tonight.
Haley Constance, one to keep an eye on, starting at the back of the pack.
All right, thank you, Kyler. And boy, I tell you, Haley Constance, that young lady has got a phenomenal career ahead of her.
Absolutely. Super, super excited for her to run tonight. Hey, we're looking forward to honoring our nation with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
And that was Rosalind Bender. Phenomenal job and a great shot. And before we get going with our, we're going to start with our Youth Hornet mean. We got to give a props to all the people behind the camera and everybody putting this show together. They did a phenomenal job for a first time last week. It was
Absolutely.
so much fun.
Our first time, we pulled it off. The team is just so great. Going to be even better this week.
It is. All right, here we go. Here's the lineup for our Youth Hornets, a relatively new class here at Evergreen Speedway. In the number 47 will be Dylan Frazier. In the number 72 car is Keegan Krieger. The 163 driven by Annika Duncan. In the car number 4 is Marissa Swan.
Inside row number 3, Brooklyn Bender in the 18. Outside of her, Cody Cooey. And then you have the 20 of Riley Riddell and the 21 of Haley Constance.
All right, thank you very much. And just as we talk about Brooklyn Bender, there she goes around and into the tire, into turn 3. These guys will be running, I believe, on the 5th mile oval. We'll kind of check it out as they come up here. But you see the caution flag out and some pretty really comfortable and familiar names in this lineup, even though they're a Youth Hornet division.
A lot of kids of former track champions, industry leaders. Man, I'm telling you, crew members, there is a lot. This Youth Hornet class is stacked.
Yeah, and it's been so cool to watch it progress over the short amount of years that we've had this class. The kids are moving up, and you'll see Haley Constance moving up to a Hornet. And they'll just keep going on, and the amount of knowledge that these guys' parents have can't buy it.
Exactly. Ages 12, 13, 14, 15 if you turn 15 in the same year. Man, this is the time to get started in racing.
All right, here we go. Let's get this thing back underway. Again, Dylan Frazier in the 47, Keegan Krieger in the 72, Annika Duncan in the 163, Marissa Son in the 4, Brooklyn Bender in the 18, Cody Cooey in the 46, the 20 of Riley Riddell, and Haley Constance in the 21. And we are green flag.
Got Haley there making a run on the outside right away. Gets a couple spots going into turn 1 and 2. She's got some experience in this class, so expect to see her to come to the front.
That's a nice-looking group of Youth Hornets coming out of turn number 4 to complete lap number 1 here. Main events all night long here on Home Track Heroes. We had so many cars in the pits on the 4th of July weekend, and as you can see, obviously the weather really cooperated. But, man, check these guys out. Look at that machine of Haley Constance in the 21 car of Haley. Like I said, Haley in the 21.
Marissa just got the lead with a great pass in 3 and 4 on the last lap, and she's digging. She's had a couple years of experience out here, and that 4 car is really hooked up.
46 of Cody Cooey. You can see the Joe's Racing Products on the side of that. You'll also see it on the 21 of Haley Constance, because that's the family business. It's Joe's Racing Products. Her dad, Joe, I believe, is coming up later on tonight in a school bus figure 8. But Joe with an incredible amount of time here on the race courses of Evergreen Speedway, the various ones. He's been on all of them. So, like we mentioned, a lot of history in this one. You can see Marissa Son in that familiar-looking number 4 car. Her dad has used that same paint scheme in every class that he's raced in out here. So, that's what makes this so cool, is just all the history that's out there, and they're not even 15 yet.
Right. Dylan Frazier there holding down the 4th spot. He's 14 years old, student at Mount Si High School, led this thing at the beginning here. He's kind of settled right into 4th place, so he's running strong as well.
Another one name that is really familiar to people who have been out here at Evergreen Speedway for decades is Riley Riddell in the number 20. His family, the Riddell family, one of the Evergreen Speedway Hall of Fame families as well. So it's, we just can't talk about it enough as the amount of history that's in this race. Still looking at the number 4 of Marissa Son in the lead as they are down the backstretch on the 5th mile. We don't use the 5th mile a lot, but it's been a perfect setup for these Youth Hornets. They've been running it all season long as we're working lap number 8.
Annika Duncan there. She's getting some experience, getting some laps under her belt. She's another 14-year-old in this field, so very exciting to see a youth movement going on in local short track racing.
Yeah, it's very cool. Look at that side-by-side now as they come in between turn 1 and 2. The 46 of Cody Cooey just all over the back end of the Son car, the number 4, and they are headed out, new leader. As we come out of turn number 4, Haley Constance will put her car in the lead.
Yeah, I got a good battle going on right here. These 3 have kind of separated themselves from the rest of the field, and
Boy, Haley makes as much use of that 5th mile asphalt as anybody does. She really swings wide going down the backstretch. Check her out as she gets a nice turn into turn number 1, comes out of 2 tight, but boy, that thing just almost takes up all of the track before it gets off into the dust. But she's got some incredible dirt experience too. She has won a couple of championships up at Evergreen Speedway in the restricted classes and the winged mini sprints that they have up there. So she's
also running the junior late model program here in the Pacific Northwest. I've been seeing her practice her late model, and really fantastic driving going on. Riley just had a great pass on the inside of 1 and 2 around Keegan.
We're working lap number 13 out of 20 laps for this main event for the Youth Hornets, as Haley Constance now out to about a 10-car length lead. She's just opened that thing up across the start-finish line. Lap 15 in the books.
Man, Cody's starting to show himself, showing like he's got something for the 4-car here. So we'll see. They kind of got each other, throw a blanket over both of them.
Marissa Son in that second place car. It's pretty much going to be a battle for second place as Haley Constance just checks out in this Youth Hornet main event here on 4th of July weekend. And I just amazed at that approach she takes going into turn number 3, but obviously it's working for her. She's found something else out there that a lot of the drivers haven't found yet, but she's going to be a name to be reckoned with, and we better enjoy her at this track at this age while we can, because boy, there's big things ahead for that young lady.
Yeah, her dad Joe is just such a supporter of racing across the board for all these drivers that are in this field, and even in dirt racing and that. So I figure if Haley gets in the dirt, it'll just be back to her roots here. And yeah, she's doing a fantastic job controlling this race really since she got the lead.
Yeah, she's trying everything she can do to get out in that dirt, get a little bit of that familiarity, but cars spread out single file all over our 5th mile flat track. We'll be using that, and obviously the figure 8 course tonight. The Hornets will be on their road course. So we'll see a lot of track movement and jostling around tonight as looks like the white flag is out. One more to go for Haley Constance. Bring them home, Jeff.
Yeah, Marissa is holding off Cody there, but we got a battle for second right now. Cody's right up there looking to the outside as he gets into turn 3, as Haley's coming to take the checkers right there. Congratulations, Haley Constance, on your win in the Youth Hornet class.
Mom is going to be very happy with you, young lady. And before we bring them up to the start-finish line, and Kyler Hope will be down there to talk to the top 3 here in just a minute. We'll keep an eye out for him. But congratulations, Haley Constance. Marissa Son in the 2nd spot, Cody Cooey in the 4th spot, followed by Dylan Frazier, Riley Rudell, Annika Duncan, Brooklyn Bender, and Keegan Krieger. So we'll wait for them to bring it up. And coming up next on our list will be our Super Stock Figure 8 main event.
And your Youth Hornet main event winner, Haley Constance. So you came all the way from the back of the pack. Walk me through your race.
I just had to have a lot of patience out there. You know, it was a lot getting around Marissa. She's really fast out there. And I'm just glad we could get a first place tonight.
So you've been experimenting with some junior late models as well, a lot on dirt with micro sprints. Walk me through your comeback to the Youth Hornet division here at Evergreen Speedway.
It was definitely a lot different than a junior late model, as you can imagine, because junior late model is a lot faster. But it was a lot of fun getting back in the class, and I'm super glad to race with my old teammates, and yeah.
Haley Constance comes out victorious in her comeback to Youth Hornets. All right, here with Marissa Sawin. You had the veteran in the class, Haley Constance, all over your back bumper for a few laps. What would it have taken to hold her off?
If I would have stayed in the middle of the straightaway instead of pushing out or going inside, I'm sure I could have kept her off. But it was just fun racing with her again after a long off season.
Who do you have to thank for your second place finish tonight?
My mom, my dad, Mike Buse, my grandpa, and JPR.
All right, Marissa Sawin coming home P2 tonight. Cody Cooey, it was a fun race for you, I'm sure. A lot of hard battling, and you almost got second place. Walk me through your race.
Well, the car was a little loose coming out of 3 and 4 because of the water, and the car was all in all pretty good because of John.
So who do you want to thank for your third place finish tonight?
JVR Racing, Gearhart Trucking, my grandma and grandpa, and this race is for grandpa, and my mom and dad and my brother.
All right, Cody Cooey, P3.